All right, thanks, Hannah. Well, several times a year, we make dreams come true in our special Week of Wishes series. You may remember a few months back, Harry Smith introduced us to a nurse who helped the family cope with their mother's difficult illness. Well, that family asked us to help pay her back with a life-changing gift.
For 55 years, Goldine Andresen gave her husband Jack and their family a lot of love and a lot of good times.
Goldine was a very, very outgoing person. In fact, her nickname was Windy because she talked so much.
But when Goldine was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, everything changed.
It's been 2.5 years since I've had a conversation with her. Oh, I miss her a lot.
As does the rest of the family. Karen Andresen says watching her mother-in-law suffer is excruciating.
It's devastating on the family. You don't realize the losses you endure until it actually happens to you.
As hard as it is, there is one thing that gives them comfort.
Goldine, good afternoon.
Nurse Erin Latten.
She relates well with Goldine. She just does a wonderful job.
I do know what it's like to have to live with something that I don't have control over.
20 years ago, Erin lost her eye to cancer, a painful ordeal with countless surgeries and attempts at reconstruction.
For her to walk into a room and feel whole again and have that side of her face complete would just mean the world to her.
But Erin moves on with her life, and as she does, she is an inspiration to everyone around her.
Life is precious, and everyone in these residences is precious.
And knowing Goldine's nurse has that kind of sentiment means the world to the Andresens.
Karen and Erin came to our studio, along with Erin's sister, Kathleen Lanik. What Erin didn't know was that Karen had written us a letter with a very special request, the services of a man with an interesting past.
Robert Barron was once known as the CIA's master of disguise, but these days he devotes his life to another type of transformation.
If I could change someone's identity, like I did in the CIA, then I could give someone their identity back.
He can make almost anything. Fingers, noses, ears.
The eye is undoubtedly the hardest, to make it look realistic, to make it blend in with the surrounding tissue.
For the actual eyeball, Barron calls on Michael Hughes's artificial eye clinic.
There's no better feeling than to give someone back the quality of life they were used to give a child back their self-esteem.
Now you can wear sunglasses. Look at you.
And waiting in the wings was Robert Barron himself.
Have a seat. What do you want to tell Erin this morning?
I'm here to make this happen for you.
Nice to see you.
Michael Hughes and I are going to work together. Michael is going to make the ocular piece, and then when he's finished with the ocular piece, he'll give it to me, and I'll make the orbital prosthesis that houses the ocular piece, and then that will restore your symmetry. It will have eyelids, and it will just look just like your other eye. You're welcome.
Erin Latten and Robert Barron are back with us this morning. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Jim.
Oh, my God. You look so good. Thank you. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Can you just look into this camera, just so folks can see? You know, the eye color, everything is phenomenal.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel pretty darn good.
You look so
I
great.
really do.
What has your life been like?
But
What has your life been like?
since this,
Yeah.
gosh, I remember going out right after my brother's wedding, and I wore it. That was the first time I had worn it, and I was coming out of the hallway, and my hallway was kind of dim, and there was a mirror there, and I saw myself, and I said, oh my, I look kind of normal. That was the first time I ever looked at it, and it was beautiful. It's quite a miracle.
Robert, that's amazing. She called it a miracle.
It was a miracle.
And I understand this was not easy. This is not a simple plastic mold. This was quite intricate.
Very complex.
Yeah. What did you think when you saw her?
Well, I knew what I could do for her, and I was, I'm filled with gratitude because I knew I was going to make a difference in her life. And she didn't know, but I did know, and I just couldn't wait to see the reaction on her face when she first looked in the mirror.
And now tell me how that went, because when you first put the eye in, you called her sister. You
Right.
let her see it.
Right.
You called her sister, and then what happened?
Well, her sister looked, and her sister started crying. And then Erin looked, she started crying, and then I started crying. So we all stood there crying together, didn't we?
And then he said, Bob said that was all I needed.
That was all
I needed.
I can't imagine what it must be like for all of those years, and you felt like you were so different from everyone else, and you looked so different. And then I hear your daughter telling a story about you going through a buffet line several times because you couldn't believe no one was looking at you.
Yeah, it was a wonderful eye award. I wore my eye patch when I flew out to see Bob that last time, and I wore the eye home. And the difference was phenomenal. I didn't have anybody pointing or staring, or no one. My sister Mary at the time, she said she had never seen me so giddy before. It was just a relief.
What do you want to say to Robert?
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me be a part of your life.
I know that this happened. When I see how all of this happened, it truly is a miracle. I want to thank my brother Kevin for getting it all started. I want to thank my whole family for all their support. I especially need to thank Karen Andresen, her sister, her husband Frank, her whole family, because they're good secret keepers too. I mean, she started this
They
whole
sure did.
thing.
Yes, they did keep a big secret.
Yeah, a big one.
You know, Robert, it must be so gratifying to you to be able to change people's lives, and in ways that certainly you would never be able to understand.
It's a great feeling.
Because you've seen grown men cry.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the strongest. You would never think that there would be a tear coming out of someone's eye. But you know, I explained to them, I said, it's okay. It's all right. And then they say, I'm sorry. I said, you don't have to feel sorry. You know, it's very gratifying to be able to help someone that's in need of my services. And, you know, I started my private practice in '93 after I retired from the CIA.
You've done great work.
And I'm in Ashburn, Virginia.
You've done great work. And
Thank you very much.
A lot of fans.
Thank you.
And you have a Merry Christmas.
Can I say a couple of things?
We're out of time, but quickly say one thing.
We say to Robert Barron, Michael Hughes, to Washington Dulles Marriott, they were awesome. To Winona Health, for all their support. It was awesome. Just awesome.
Thank you, Erin.
Thanks.
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks for having us on.
We'll be right back. You're watching The Early Show on CBS.